Next thing to do is install the backplate for our CPU cooler, and the cooler is compatible with LGA 1700 and 1851 sockets, and this is an LGA 1851 socket. So you're just going to need to remove the plastic protection here. It's got some double-sided adhesive which will help it stick to the back of your motherboard. This is just a temporary build for me, so I'm going to leave this in place. And then turn it over and it should line up with the back of the motherboard and fall through. And as I say, this then should then stick to the back of the motherboard. You can then grab the bag of Intel standoffs and we're going to screw one of these onto each corner. If you're going to be installing the cooler on an AMD motherboard, the first step is to remove the stock clips. They're each held on with 2 screws. Then you're going to want to grab the bag labelled AMD standoffs and we're going to screw one of these onto each corner. So we're then able to set our fans onto the radiator, and importantly we're going to want to have them orientated so that the cables are facing the rear of the case. We can then use 12 of the included long radiator screws to secure the fans to the radiator. So then we just need to daisy chain the 3 fans together. And then we've got a PWM extension cable which we can plug into the end of them. And this other end is going to go into our CPU fan header. In terms of our pump, we've got a 4-pin PWM cable coming from it, and that's going to go plug into our pump header on the motherboard. And the other thing is a USB 2.0 cable. We'll plug that into your motherboard and that's going to allow us to customize the screen on the AIO. So if we just remove the plastic protection from the underside of our pump, you'll see that Corsair have pre-applied the thermal paste for us, so there's no need to add more, and we just need to take care not to damage it. Out of the box, we're ready to install this. It's got the Intel bracket installed. If you are using an AMD motherboard, you can simply pull this bracket up and then take the included AMD bracket from the box and push it down into place. Just going to pass the PWM cable coming from our fans through this cutout at the back. And our CPU fan header is this one at the top of the motherboard, so we'll get it plugged in before we actually go ahead and install it. So this is a really tight fit, so you're going to want to put it in at a slight angle at the front, allowing you to get it above our top fans. Then you're going to be able to squeeze it in at the back and lift it all the way up to the top. Then we can go ahead and secure it at the top with the included short radiator screws. You'll notice that I do just like to wrap the cables around the bracket to help organise them going up towards the top of the motherboard. And then we can go ahead and line the CPU cooler up with the bracket beneath. And then we just need to get a thumb screw onto each corner. Now that I've got all 4 thumb screws to catch, it's just a matter of tightening each of them up in turn. And then all we need to do is route the 2 cables up towards the top of the motherboard. So I'm just going to route the PWM cable up first of all, and then we'll just tighten up this USB cable and route it up to the top. And you can see how that does a reasonably good job of keeping the cables out of the way and wrapped around that bracket. And I've tried to run the white USB cable over the top of the black cable to help hide it. And then we're able to remove the plastic protection from our screen. Not so easy for me to get a good shot of this, but the header to the left-hand side of our CPU fan header is our CPU opt header. So I'm going to plug the PWM cable from our pump into it. And there's another USB 2.0 header at the bottom of the motherboard, so we'll get the cable plugged into it. So you're going to head over to Corsair's webpage to download IQ. You'll find a link to this in the description, and you're simply going to let it install. When it installs, it may find a software update for your AIO, so go ahead and install this. When you open it up in the home screen, you're going to see the AIO here, so we can go ahead and click on it. And you'll see at the moment mine is up the right way. If yours isn't, you can go into the settings and you've got the option to rotate it here. I'm just going to change my case color to white. And you can also check from updates from here if it doesn't find them automatically for you. So I'm on the concentric setting. The sensor it's picking up is our CPU package temperature, and you can see it displayed on the screen. There is the option to go into here and find all the other sensors. So for example, if we wanted to pick our RAM temperature, we can do that. And it's also, if we want to change the label, we can do that here. So if we just want to change that to temp and take the 1 off the end, we can do that. So we've got a whole range of different sensors that we can go through here. If we wanted to put our GPU temperature down, we can do that. And you'll notice that the screen color has changed as well, and that's depending on the temperature that you have set. High temperatures are these colors, low temperatures are these colors, and the label color here. So if we want to change the colors, we can do that. If we want to drag this, we can just pick a red, and you'll notice that will change on the screen. We've also got the option over here to put what actually is a high temperature. So if I was to change this to 90, it would no longer think the current temperature of 58 is high. But I think what I'm going to do is just leave this on the default CPU temperature. So I'll select our package temperature. And the max temperature for this we'll find out in a minute when we do our thermal testing. But I'm just going to put about 90 on, and minimum probably about 30. And we can also change the frames per second. We can change what comes up on the screen. So we can go for a single bar. I'll show you some of these other ones. And over here we can actually have two different temperatures on display. So you're able to have a YouTube video playing. We can go to a web URL. We can have a calendar, the date coming up, or we can have a clock as well. So I've had a look through. I think this is the one I like the best. I'm just going to have it all in white because I don't need to know the temperature, whether it's high or low. I'm just going to take CPU package out and just change that to CPU so it looks a little bit cleaner on the screen. And I think that looks pretty good.